Hello there and welcome to Bad Juju. My name is Mama Jules and every Monday I post a new true crime video. And if that sounds like the kind of thing you would like to see more of, why not press the subscribe button, which is below me here somewhere. And if you also press the bell icon, you will get notified every time a new video is uploaded. Okay then, let's get on with our case today, which takes us to Stoke-on-Trent, a small town in the North Midlands of the UK, where a young sports prodigy with the promise of a scholarship in the USA has her life cut horribly short by showing her killer an act of kindness and friendship. So, if you're ready, grab a tea or a coffee, get comfortable, and together we will investigate the distressing case of Megan Newton. Megan Newton was an 18-year-old sports fanatic from Stoke-on-Trent in the UK. She attended Newcastle College and was set to be the first person from her family to attend university. As well as studying, she also held down 3 part-time jobs. Megan loved playing football and used to give up her weekends to coach a children's football team, the Wanderers under-7s, and she also used to fundraise for them to buy equipment. She was well known for doing a lot of good in her local community, and as well as helping with the kids' football team, she also used to go shopping for the elderly if they were unable to get out. She dreamt of obtaining a scholarship to study sports therapy and physiotherapy in the United States. On April the 20th, 2019, Megan finished the shift at the fish and chip shop where she worked part-time and headed off to meet friends for a night out in the town centre. She arrived at about 11 p.m. and they had a few drinks and then went on to a nightclub. After a while, Megan headed off to the nearby taxi rank to get a ride home, and while she was waiting for the taxi, an old friend of hers showed up, Joseph Trevor. The pair were old school friends who hadn't seen each other for a while. Joseph was a semi-professional footballer, so they shared a love of the sport. He told Megan that he had earlier on been taken in by the police for being in possession of ketamine. He had been released but was told that he would have to return to the police station at a later date. He told Megan his parents would be livid if he turned up in that state, so Megan told Joseph to come back with her to sleep it off and just go home when the drugs had worn off. It was this act of kindness that would cost Megan her life. Here we can see them getting into a taxi en route to Megan's flat. Here we can see them arriving at Megan's apartment at about 4 a.m. Everything seems quite normal. He doesn't look as if he's high or drunk. It's around this time when Joseph's dad sends him a text message asking where he was, and Joseph lies and replies that he is staying with a male friend overnight. We can see them go into the apartment and the door closes behind them. We then see him leaving about an hour and a half later with the keys in his hand. What is not featured here is footage of him having to go back to Megan's apartment to get the fob which is needed to release the door lock to exit the building. In this clip, he discards the keys to the apartment in the car park. Here we see him leaving the car park. On this clip we can see him looking at his hands, and if you look closely you can see that they are covered in blood. A few hours later, Megan's neighbours find the discarded keys and see that they're covered in blood. They're really concerned for her safety, so they go to the flat and knock on the door and get no answer. They use the keys to get inside, and once they get inside they find Megan's body that has been stabbed several times and she is face down on the bed. The police are called and an investigation is launched. Joseph knew that he was going to be caught and arrested, and he had already confided in his friends that he had done something really bad. When the police go through the CCTV footage, they quickly identify and arrest him. He told the police that himself and Meghan had had consensual sex and then he had blacked out. When he came round, he left the apartment. On the CCTV footage, he looks totally relaxed to me when he's leaving the apartment block. He doesn't look fazed or upset. When he's leaving, like when he gets to the exit of the apartment complex, he realises that it's locked and it can only be opened using a special fob. So he has to go back into the apartment to get the fob in order to get out, and this means that he has to walk past Meghan's lifeless body to get the fob. Joseph Trevor pled not guilty to the murder of Meghan Newton. He only changed his plea 1 month before the trial started. During the trial, it was revealed that Joseph Trevor had already been accused of sexual assault when he was 15 years old. And as a result of this, he was nicknamed Rolf Harris by his friends. He said in the court that Meghan had called him Rolf Harris, and this is what had led to the events of that night, as he got really angry and lashed out at her. It's not known how long they were inside the apartment before the incident occurred. Joseph took Meghan into the bedroom and held her down on the bed while strangling her for around 30 seconds. He left her face down on the bed and then went into the kitchen to get a knife. He came back and stabbed her 9 times to the neck and back with such ferocity that the blade punctured both of her lungs. She was more than likely alive when he stabbed her, but was not conscious. He then sexually assaulted her twice. Joseph Trevor was jailed for life with a minimum term of 21 years and 65 days. He will be on the sex offenders register for the rest of his life. Meghan's life was cut short because she bumped into her killer at a taxi rank, and it was chilling to see her walking with him to the apartment looking so relaxed, not knowing what was going to happen next. Hundreds of people turned up to Meghan's funeral dressed in brightly coloured clothes to pay their respects. I'm certain Meghan would have developed into an amazing adult from what I've read about her, and it seems that she packed more into her 18 short years than most people pack into a lifetime. And she also had an awesome family behind her. Rest in peace, Meghan. Well, again, we are at the end of our true crime investigation for today, but I hope to see you all again very soon for our next one. Stay safe and look after one another, and love to you all.